Hey there again, folks. Welcome back to my Let's Play of Never7, The End of Infinity. And I believe we're on the right route now. We're on the right course. We have made the right decisions up to now as far as Kurumi's route. I think. I believe so. I sound confident, don't I? Confidence. My most, head-bobbing, my second most, the word I'm trying to think of. Skill. Impressive skill, yeah. Confidence, my most impressive skill that I have, I think. Yeah, so, I think we're there. We can go shopping with Izumi and help her with the chores. That's what the thing's about. Ray told her I'd help with whatever she wanted me to do, so there's no way I can back down now. A man's word is his honor.
本当助かるなありがとね、誠くん。
That smile is all I need to get bursting with energy. I'll get to work right away. There's 8 chores which have to be done. Have to wash the plates, clean the windows, mop the floor, wax it, sweep and clean the front of the shop, refill the sugar and fresh cream, change the light bulbs, and go shopping for the barbecue. Well, I've already finished washing the plates. Right now I'm wiping the windows outside of the shop. Squeak, 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 squeak. By the way, I thought that, people have done that motion. Ooh, ooh, ooh. I thought that was squeaky noises, and I thought they were cleaning. I mentioned that to a coworker one time, and they got a very weird look. I realized what it meant afterwards, so, oops. Don't ask me what it means. I'm not going to tell you, if you don't know. The windows are facing the ocean, which means they aren't filthy because of dirt. Rather, there's salt stuck to them. The grains of sand are now sticking to the windows due to the adhesion effect. As stiff and as hard as rocks. The adhesion effect. At this rate, it seems it'll probably take half a day just to polish the windows. Even if it's too late, I'm regretting forcing myself to undertake such a Herculean task. I'm really just best to knock the windows out and replace them. That might be the best way to do it. And just then, an earthquake hits. Feels stronger than the one on the first. I was about to say, maybe it'll break the windows and you don't have to do it. I hear the sound of tableware breaking from inside the shop. Izumi-san, I anxiously burst inside Luna Beach. Are you alright, Izumi-san? By the time I say that, the tremors have already calmed down.
私は大丈夫。だけど。
Izumi-san is staring at fragments of broken tableware and glass at her feet. I just noticed that jukebox in the background. It would have been strange if the earthquake had jarred it and it started playing a really inappropriate song. Were those the ones that I washed and placed in the strainer earlier? You see, he should have saved that to last then. Seems that all the time and effort I put into carefully washing them has gone to waste. No, wait, in the first place, if I hadn't washed them and just piled them up in the sink, then they probably wouldn't have broken like this. I'm sorry. I apologize.
ごめんって、誠くんが地震を起こしたわけじゃないでしょ。誠くんのせいじゃないわよ。
It's the Earth's fault that did that. But, shh. Izumi-san smiles gently at me. I feel a little better now.
ほんと嫌になっちゃう。
The power of
このとこ
smiles
ろ
to this
地
guy is
震が多くて、
really powerful.
地震が起きるたびに食器がどんどんと減っていって、店長がイタリアに買い付けに行ったのも半分はそのせいなんだもの。
Wait, we've heard this before. Somewhere. I think I mentioned that they should get plastic plates or just go real unfancy and use paper plates.
まあ嘆いてもしょうがないんだけどね。早く片しちゃおう。
Izumi-san brings over a dustpan and broom. Hold the dustpan as Izumi-san gathers the pieces with the broom. The tableware and glass have broken in neat shards. Valuable things are still beautiful even after they're broken, aren't they? For some reason, that's what I think. When I finished 7 of my 8 assignments, it's a little past 3:30. I finished window cleaning much earlier than I had expected, thanks to a salt removing detergent Izumi-san lent me. Should have gave it to him to begin with. A salt removing detergent. Never knew until now something like that existed in this world. This is the same feeling of culture shock I felt in the past when a friend of mine who worked in a screw factory proudly showed me a magazine called Monthly Toolbox. Necessity is the mother of invention, as he would frequently say. Wonder if they had any things by Red Green in there. Nobody will even get that reference, huh? Or is it something different than that? Well, anyway, because all the tasks are done, Izumi-san and I are in the shopping district now buying things. This is the 8th and final task, to gather everything we need for the barbecue. We buy meat, vegetables, oil, grilling sauce, and large quantities of canned beer. I wonder who's going to use that. Do we really need to buy so much beer? I'm worried that I already know what her answer will be when Izumi-san
だって優香ちゃんに頼まれてるんだもの。
confirms my fear with that answer. Luna Beach's storehouse already has the other necessary tools like the iron plate and charcoal. With this, we've obtained everything that we'll be using for the barbecue. Well then, shall we head back now? I say this as I hold several bloated shopping bags in both of my hands. Just then,
いっけな。忘れてた。ちょっと待っててね。
Izumi-san heads back into the store to get that something she forgot to buy. And I bet his hands are getting that really bad feeling when you're holding something. All the blood is, like all the circulation is leaving it. Several minutes later, Izumi-san comes out with a plastic bottle of orange juice.
確かはるかちゃんもお酒飲めなかったよね。
Huh? Really?
うん。前にそんなこと言ってた気がする。
And she can't drink alcohol.
まあどっちにしろ、くるみは飲めないんだから、このジュースは無駄にはならないでしょ。
Oh, that's right. Kurumi's still in high school, alright.
そう。さすがに高校生にお酒飲ますわけにはいかないもの。
Izumi-san, she's very straight-laced.
あの子は
And it's not a
飲み
bunch
た
of
がると
people I
思う
went
け
to
ど。
school with. Huh.
ほら、くるみって人一倍好奇心が旺盛でしょ。新しいものとか自分の知らないこととかそういうものにすごく興味があるみたいなの。
I like how she's so carefree about this thought. Yeah, Kurumi, she'll try anything. Put some meth in front of her, she'll try that. You ask her, I'll challenge you to Russian roulette, she'll take you on. She's not worried at all about Kurumi's nature here, is she? Ah, now that you mention it, Kurumi was the one who suggested the test of courage yesterday.
ほんと困っちゃうのよ。そっち系のオカルトっぽいものとかも大好きで。
Cool. The word suddenly triggers a memory. An interesting place last night, Kurumi said that and took me to the shrine. She was really tenacious about investigating that place as if she were on to confirm the shrine's true nature. Izumi-san sure hit the nail on the head when she said that Kurumi's filled with more curiosity than most people. I have to talk to her about that. Yesterday when you all went to the hot springs, Kurumi... Oh shit. Izumi-san was extremely opposed to Kurumi going to the shrine. The last slip that Kurumi went to the shrine, Izumi-san will scold her. I'd be getting her into unnecessary trouble. Kurumi told me that she wanted to have another test of courage.
やっぱりね。
Phew, it seems she bought it. But now I remember what I wanted to ask Izumi-san about regarding Kurumi. Why is it that Izumi-san doesn't want Kurumi to go to the shrine? Does she seriously believe that story about the god of demons? Is that really the only reason? I resolved myself and decided to try asking her. There shouldn't be anything wrong with at least asking. Hey Izumi-san, can I ask you a question?
何？
It's about that shrine. Izumi-san's expression darkens the instant I utter those words. 2 nights ago, Kurumi suggested going on a mystery tour. You got really mad then, didn't you? Why did you get so angry?
誠くん、聞いてなかったの？だからあそこには四季の神が。
I don't think that's the only reason. You're not telling me something, right? Izumi-san's mouth is shut. Seems I'm not going to make any progress by directly asking. I just have to trick her into confessing. Tempted to save it, but I can just always go back to the save I just did, so that's not that big a deal. Izumi-san, the truth is, I was thinking about trying to go to the shrine tonight. I'm bluffing, of course. But with this, I should hopefully be able to pry the real reason out of Izumi-san, who will inevitably try to stop me.
ダメよ誠くん、それは絶対にダメ。
And why is that? I can't agree with you unless you give me a clear reason.
だからそれは。
I'll pressure again. I'm going to the shrine.
わかったわ。じゃあ誠くんにだけ教えてあげる。
I guess I won that little exchange.
でもここじゃなんだから場所を移動しましょうか。
Exactly as planned. But why do I feel like such an asshole? Perhaps I might be just as interested in the shrine as Kurumi is. Izumi-san stands on the pier, staring out at the golden sea. She softly runs her hand through her soft hair as a gentle breeze strokes it. It's clear from her sorrow-filled eyes that she's brooding about something. This is beginning to feel like deja vu. I've seen a pair of eyes like that quite recently before, eyes full of secrets kept locked away. Just then, Izumi-san quietly begins to bequeath me those secrets. Who uses the word bequeath?
月浜で私が話した四季の神の話。本当はあれ、私の作り話だったの。
A fabrication?
ええ。もちろん全部が全部っていうわけじゃないのよ。あの神社でたくさんの人が行方不明になってるっていうのは、それだけは間違いなく事実なの。でもね、それだけじゃ不十分だと思ったから。
Insufficient? What do you mean by that?
みんなをあの神社に近寄らせないようにするには不十分だったってこと。行方不明になった人が大勢いるっていうだけじゃきっとみんなは神社に行ってしまう。だからあの神社の名前に引っ掛けてもっともらしい伝説を付け加えたの。何でもいいからとにかくあそこはとても恐ろしい場所なんだっていうことを少しでも強調するためにね。
Well then, what was the reason for you not wanting us to approach the shrine?
みんなが神社に行ってしまうといつか必ずくるみもそこに足を踏み入れることになると思ったから。あの子確かに好奇心旺盛だけど危険な場所に一人で行くようなバカな真似はしないと思うの。
Probably would. In short, even if even we didn't approach the shrine, then in the end, Kurumi wouldn't go there either.
うん。
So it was all for Kurumi's sake then.
本当は神社の存在自体をくるみには知られたくなかったんだけど。
Okay. Kurumi came back earlier than expected from visiting Saki at the clinic. Since you were already in the middle of your story and couldn't stop there, you had no choice but to tell her as well.
そういうこと。
Huh? You're still not finished. I haven't heard the most important part yet.
くるみを神社に近づけたくなかったのはなぜなのか。
Yes. Izumi-san runs her hand through her hair again and sighs deeply. Seems as if she's steeling herself for something important. Anticipation causes my heart to pound loudly. I patiently wait for Izumi-san to begin talking again.
実はね、くるみ、私の本当の妹ではないかもしれないの。
What? Is this related to Haruka? Can't say a word. I can't even breathe. Kurumi isn't Izumi-san's sister?
よく聞いて
What
ね。
does shrine have to do with that, though?
くるみは昔行方不明になったことがあるの。
Yeah, that we know.
正確に言うと誘拐されたんだけど。
Kidnapped? And just then...
あ、やっと見つかったよ。
Crap.
くるみ、
夕日を見つめながら愛の語らいですか？
No.
それもいいんですけどね。そろそろ帰らないと間に合わないんじゃないですか？バーベキュー。今から戻っても、10分は遅刻だよ。
Look at my watch. 4:40 p.m. On foot, it's about half an hour from here to Luna Beach. Kurumi's right.
それじゃ走って帰りましょうか。
くるみはいいけど、お兄ちゃん大変なんじゃない？これだけの荷物持って走るの結構辛いと思うよ。
それもそうね。だったら船使いましょう。
Izumi-san has clearly lost her mind.
何言ってるのお姉ちゃん。
じゃあどうすればいいのかしら。
ふっふっふ、そんなことだろうと思って。じゃーん、くるくるくるミラクル。
Kurumi dramatically points toward the fish market. In that direction is a black
タ
car.
クシーをご用意させていただきました。
There are taxis on this island?
3台だけね。さあ早く早く、メーター動きっぱなしなんだから。
Yeah, it is supposed to be a pretty small island, so that would probably be a pretty easy job. Kurumi pushes Izumi-san and I forward and we get into the taxi. In the end, I never got to hear the rest of Izumi-san's story, dang it. Kurumi's kidnapping. The reason Izumi-san doesn't want Kurumi to go to the shrine. That's the thing I'm confused about. What that has to do with it. I mean, the kidnapping, I mean, we kind of know, I guess we know details from that. From Haruka's point of view, but what it has to do with the shrine, I don't know. In fact, the Kurumi may not be Izumi-san's sister. Just where is the so-called tangent point between these three stories? Only Izumi-san knows everything. She knows all. Thanks to the taxi, we were able to make it on time to meet everyone. We meet everyone at 5 before deciding who would carry what to Princess Beach. Everyone smiles cheerfully. Amongst all of us, Kurumi is the most enthusiastic. She's clearly looking forward to the barbecue. Izumi-san has also completely returned to her usual self. I'm engulfed in this cheerful atmosphere, and before I know it, the issue with Kurumi has been buried in the corners of my mind. The barbecue is finally set up. And this is stuff we've already seen. Well, dang it, we were almost there, figuring out what the deal was with Kurumi. Maybe that's what the second loop is going to be about this time. Trying to find out what her thing is about. What her thing is. Don't it? It's probably inappropriate to ask a girl about a thing. But I'm completely exhausted, both physically and mentally. Though I don't want to, I find myself drifting off to sleep. Despite my efforts, I lose consciousness in the blink of an eye. Suddenly I hear the sound of something bursting open, like a door. Surprised by the sound, I frantically jump off the bed to my feet. I look towards the door I see Izumi-san.
くるみがいないの。
Izumi-san gathers the four of us in the living room and tells us what happened. Yeah, that happened last time. Happened with Yuka, didn't it? Yeah. We with Yuka through the cherry blossoms that time. So yeah, I think we're okay. I decided to try getting Princess Beach out of the way first. Hey, Kurumi! I shout out towards the darkness. She's at the shrine. However, I get no response. Only the sound of the waves breaking up on the shore breaks up the silence. When I suddenly look down, I see the scattered remains of the barbecue. It looks so lonely that it's hard to believe that we were making a huge ruckus here just hours ago. Kurumi, I let out a sigh. I lightly kick away the fragments of charcoal lying at my feet and leave Princess Beach. Just where is Kurumi? I look left and right as I run down the shoreline. I go through the cherry blossom trees. The cherry blossom petals illuminated by the moonlight appear vaguely white as they float in the darkness. Kurumi! I shout as I walk through the row of trees. There's no signs that anyone's here either. The jet black sea blurs moonlight shining on it. The lighthouse's light makes a dull metallic sound as it spins around. And then I can find Kurumi. I casually lean my elbows against the fence and look to the north from the south. At the edge of the north, I can see Moon Beach. There's a small light lit in Luna Beach's open terrace. Now that I think about it, I've seen this lighthouse from Moon Beach before. I'm sure it was 2 nights ago. At that time, Izumi told us that if 2 people confessed into this lighthouse, their love would bear fruit. And then she told us the story about the shrine afterwards. The shrine! That's right, she could be at the shrine. Last night, Kurumi recklessly took me to the shrine. I immediately start running towards the Shikinomori shrine. I leave the row of trees and exit out onto the paved road. To my surprise, I see Yuka right there. Yuka, how's it going? Did you find her?
ダメ。スキヤホテルの人にも聞いてみたんだけど、そんな子は見かけてないって。
I see, got it. Then I pick up my pace.
ちょっとどこ行くのよ、誠。
I hear Yuka's voice from behind. I have a hunch as to where she is. I turn my head and shout this while running.
心当たりって、だからどこなのよ。
I like how he was talking about how he turned his head while running. If I did something like that, I'd hit a light pole. I'm just saying. This game is not very realistic. Then again, I also don't repeat the same 6 days over and over again. That'd be the worst thing ever. That would be horrible. Trying to beat one of these games. I want to beat this game, but I keep repeating the same 6 days over. With my fingertip, I pointed out to Yuka, who followed me the whole way.
ここって、まさか、あの神社？
Right, it's the Shikinomori Shrine Izumi-san told us about.
こんなところにくるみちゃんが？
Yeah, probably. I say this and place my foot on the staircase's first step. But then,
待って。
you can jerk some arm back.
行かないで。
Huh?
お願いだから行かないで。
This is very familiar to the first to Yuka's roots. Yuka, could it be you're worried about the rumors Izumi-san told us about?
違うの。そういうんじゃなくて。
Then why?
嫌な予感がするのよ。とても嫌な予感が。
I know I've heard those words before. You have. That's right. 2 days ago, just before Saki was swallowed by the wave, Yuka said these exact same words. I heard them in the same exact position too, I think. That time I turned a deaf ear to
そこ
them.
に行ったらきっと取り返しのつかないことに。だから絶対に行かないで。
Like hell, I can just leave it like this. I firmly declare this. Kurumi might be here. We need to confirm it. There's no way in hell we can just go back and pretend we didn't notice this, right? He's saying hell a lot.
やだよ。
Don't go. Why is she so against this?
誠。
This is hopeless. You're telling me not to go without a solid reason. I'm going to go look. So you wait here, Yuka. Shake off Yuka's arm and begin running up the shrine staircase.
誠。
I hear Yuka's voice from behind me. She sounds so troubled that it makes my heart ache. However, don't stop running. Kurumi is definitely here. Convicted, I press forward. He's convicted. He's a convicted felon. He's running from the law. I finish ascending stairs and run through the grounds. I reach the front of the shrine and shout loudly, Kurumi! No response. I hear the lonely hooting of an owl. I resolve myself and step inside. This time Yuka didn't follow him. That's interesting. And Kurumi was actually here when they went here last time, wasn't they? I think so. I quietly sneak a single step inside and firmly stare in the darkness. Kurumi! Kurumi is over there. It's almost anticlimactic to find her so easily. Right now, Kurumi is kneeling flat on the center of the floor. Her gaze blankly drifts in space so blankly that it looks like she's dreaming. A sign of relief. Huh. Anyway, that's what's most important is that she's alright. Since I'm relieved for the time being, I decide to take the time to survey my surroundings. It's an almost perfectly square room. The walls and the ceiling are plastered with red varnish, which is almost completely weathered and peeled off. A small staircase leads to a floor slightly higher than the one I'm standing on, and on top of it is an altar modeled after a small Shinto shrine. So incredibly deteriorated that it feels like just one small tap is all that's needed to send this whole place collapsing. Don't be doing no tap dancing in there then, Makoto. That would be bad. In multiple ways. And to end this, he did as anticlimactically as he stated, I'm going to call this episode finished for now. See, segue to the end somehow. Can you have a segue at the end? I don't know. But anyway, yeah, this is going to be my week of streaming, as I think I mentioned last time. I'm pretty sure I mentioned it last time. So, I don't mention this very often, but if you want to see more YouTube or me stuff, playing video games and crap, you can follow my Twitter to know more, to see more updates like that, which is at JEShook01. JEShook0, the oblong, not the 1. I'll put it in the description. That's what I'll do. I'll put it in the description. And I'm going to tweet every time I stream. It already gets updated whenever I upload a video, so yeah. So yeah, awkwardly end. Hope you folks enjoyed. And I shall see you in the next one. Farewell there.